Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are around the world. Bringing you another video, and the title of this video is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Now, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you who wish who were a millionaire, as well as I. Well, now being a millionaire is not something that we can do overnight, right? You know, unless of course you win the lottery, which few people do, and great for them. But sometimes it's not about just winning, having $1 million. It's about how to manage that $1 million, because like I said just now, like the people that win the lottery, and all of a sudden they become millionaires within within the next day, right? So then there's been a lot of cases that the people have actually gotten worse. They actually plunged to the worst ways, because a lot of the times the people that win the lotteries don't know how to manage the winnings. And so what they do is that they go just on shopping sprees. They buy houses, cars, give money to relatives, pay off debt, of course. Of course, that's part of the number one thing you should do, is pay off your debt right away. But see, the thing is, when you're dealing with money, you need to learn how to invest. Investing is part of the best way. That's not only going to help you make the million, but it's going to keep you making more and more of it if you know what you're doing. So that's, in my opinion, that's the first step that you need to do. Okay, so when the title is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, that's really obviously everybody, but the real title should be, how do you keep a million? How do you keep $1 million with you? And that's what I just said. Investments is the part of the best way to go about it. Now, of course, there are other ways that you could do it too, but the only thing is, might take a bit longer. So it's more of a long-term thing. Then that's if you're if you open up I believe a mutual fund or money market account, and say you take out whatever, like $10-$20 a week from your paycheck, right? And like that. So, and the great thing about that is that accumulates interest over time, so that that'll your net worth will actually go up and up little by little. So it could take, maybe, I don't know, by the time you're like in the 50s, 60s, that it should be close to it, if not exceeding $1 million. So no, let's take a look at other things, other ways that you can possibly earn $1 million. So we've covered lottery winnings, okay, investments. Now, when you say investments, what type of investments are we talking about? All right, here's a few. If you're into the real estate world, then you could definitely invest in that. But also be very careful, because not every property is good result in good investment. Sometimes you could put all your money there, then there's something happens, then you end up losing your money. So like I said, you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know where you're putting your money, where you're risking your money, because investment is always a risk, always a risk. Okay, some have higher risk than others, some have lower risk than others. So obviously, if you put it in a higher risk, then you have a chance of making a lot more, but you can also lose a lot more, if not lose everything. So there's stocks, you get into, which favorably is not really the most, maybe the smartest way at this point. I mean, considering everything that has happened. So but it's still an option for those of you that want to take the risk. I personally wouldn't. If I do invest in stocks, I probably invest in a minimum risk. But there's actually an app that you can download from Android or iPhone. It's called Stash. I actually have the app myself. It's really good. So the good thing about it is that you could put down as low as $5 to as high as whatever you want. I think the maximum is I think it has no maximum. So, but what I recommend is in Stash these with stocks, stocks and of all kinds, is all in there. So what I recommend I do recommend downloading the app, and start putting, maybe you could put that maybe $5 or $10 at least, but it has to be every week. So every week, so it's linked to your checking account. So that way every week, so it'll like you set a schedule for when you want the stash to deduct $10 from your checking account into your stash account. So, and the great thing about it is that you can choose, like I said, you can choose as many stocks as their minimum risk, high risk. The high risk being the blue chips. The blue chips are probably the highest risk stocks, but you have great earning potential through time. So, like I said, if you want to give it a shot, then go ahead. Go with the blue chips. If not, go with the recommended. I mean, it'll show you at the front, at the homepage when you download it. Go with the recommended investment, which that's what I'm choosing right now. And then later on, if I see fit, then I'll transfer some of the balance that I have, and I put into the blue chips. That way, I could gamble at least half of it. You never know, guys. You never know. So that's one way of doing it. In fact, it's part of the smartest way, considering stocks, is go with the minimum risk. Even though you don't get much in returns, but at least your money it'll be safe. It's on the safe side. And rather than putting into already start on a higher risk and then potentially lose it. But so if you want, start as minimum for now. Maybe accumulate maybe about $200, $300. And then from there you could take half, maybe $150, and put it to a blue chips. That's completely up to you. Or if you want to wait, accumulate more and more, then you can definitely do that as well. So, like I said, yes, the choice is yours. But I definitely recommend that you on the app and start saving, because that serves a way of saving for yourself. Because that money's for you. That money's not that's for you. It's not for them or here. That's for you. So let's say, God forbid, an emergency happens, in which you're low on cash, or you're whatever it is, or you're unemployed. Then at least that money will serve as as a way, as emergency to get you maybe get some bills paid, or like I said, in anything, whatever life throws at you at that moment. So that's one way. So that's covering investments, okay. And like I said before, real estate is also a good option if you know the market very well. If you do not know the market, then don't do it. If not, get people who do know it, who has a vast knowledge of it to help you invest some of that ball. But you also want to do your own homework as well. Do your own research, because sometimes you can't really trust certain people. So so you really got to be careful who who could give your money to, or who you could talk to. Because it could be somebody that that just wants your money, and then they're really not. It could be a whole lot of things. So definitely do your research, and find out that information for yourself, and go from there. And let's see, another way of investing. Or there's the old school way, which is you don't use banks. You simply pay yourself. So what you do is you get like a piggy bank. I'm sure most of you are doing it already. You could do save coins, like to a jar or whatever. Or the best way, if you take out, let's say, a minimum of $10, $10 a week. Or if you could do 20, it's even better. But like I said, I don't know what your budget is, or what your financial situation is. So we'll say 10. So that way, at least it's affordable by a lot of people. So take $10. So every time you get paid, you take out $10 right away, and you put it in a safe place. Say get like one of those, like a safe, like a small safe, with a key. That way, you're the only one who has the key to the box. So you put $10 every week, like that. So $10 4 weeks, that's $40 a month, right? So $40 in a year, that's about what, 120. So it's something, guys, something. So like I said, you save. Like I said, and in some weeks you get a better check, so you put 20 like that. So between tens and 20s like that. That way your amount goes up high. Honestly, for me, that's probably the best way, because obviously it's safe. It's the most safest way to do it, and you're not running any risk because the money is in your possession. Is at home. The difference is that you're not really spending it. You just you lock it. But the only thing, you have to be disciplined. If you're saving the money there, then you can't touch it for no reason whatsoever. So you gotta be disciplined about that. So what you put in, you don't take out. That's you deposit and you forget about it. Deposit and forget about it. It's okay. So that's what I was saying. Only put down the amount that you could afford to do it. In which you don't need to come back and take from it, because you take from it, there's no point. That you're not really seeing what you're saving. So, but if you put down and not touch it, then you'll see through over time. Like you could leave it there for the next 5 years. And then you see how much you have. So yeah, definitely want. So definitely have discipline about that. So, and let's see, in other ways, there's also in association, which I was part of one time years ago, that you get a group of friends, maybe 5-10 people. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be friends, but it could be people that you know. So, like I say, you get 10 people, and then you decide, pretty much the host, that organizes the association, comes up with a price, what a deposit price every week. So let's say whatever, $100, right? Fine. So each 10 people, so the whole 10 people has to deposit $100 a week. So which means they'll give the money to you or to the host at that, so that the person will save it, right? So then you pick out a number. So wait, before that you have to be assigned a number. All 10 of you has to be assigned a number. So obviously, since there's 10 people, so it could be numbers 1 through 10. So let's say your number is 5, right? So that means on the 5th week, that means you're due. So that means that you get all the money. But however, but the remaining 4 weeks, you still have to pay that $100 at that. So it's kind of better if your number is last, the number 10, because that way you get paid last, which is good. Guys. So that's one way to do it, but the only thing with that is you gotta find really the trustworthy people, responsible people that they're gonna commit to it, because not everybody commits to it. They could do like 2 or 3 weeks and they say, oh, I can't do it for whatever reason. They'll back out. So you want to find people that will commit to it. So the more people you have, the more money you're gonna save. This thing was created in attempts to save money another way, which means that you get everything obviously in cash and everything. So with that's your money, but you still have to keep paying until the thing is finished, and then you start again. So that's one way. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So choose the ones that you find that is the best way to save money and do it. But as far as becoming a millionaire, it honestly sort of come down to investments, really. Investing, like I said, you have the stocks, like I mentioned. You have the real estate. If you, like I said, if you know what you're doing, you have like a complete knowledge of the market, of today's market, what's out there. And if you're good at that, then by all means, go for it. But be very, very careful. Be very careful. And yeah, that's pretty much all the information I have. And of course, and if I do learn more, I will definitely make another video, with complete informations, regarding investments and whatnot. So yeah, so that's today. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something from it. Hopefully, definitely drop down in the comments. If you feel that I forgot something or forgot some important points, definitely please let me know, and I will definitely come back to you, as I usually do. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.